Hello, back with another political talking point. This time, Woke is Losing Ground, a video on LotusEaters.com's YouTube channel, starring Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin, he's kind of cool. I quite like him. I mean, he says some odd things sometimes. But yeah, he's generally a decent type of guy most of the time. But he's got this skeptic lawyer on to talk about a few things. So I'm just going to play 10 seconds of a clip of her talking and then completely go in on it because I think it's a little bit ridiculous. So here we go.
So Kate Forbes seems to be leading the charge here. So who's Kate Forbes? I've never heard of her.
If you're a unionist, and I mean, I know a little bit about Kate Forbes and a little bit about her religious background.
Okay, straight away you can tell she's going to weigh in on religion, so she's biased. We can straight away see that. But anyway, I'll let her continue.
One of the reasons why Scotland went woke is because wokery is a religion.
So much for you being a lawyer. I can't believe you just did that. She's unaware. Actually, I think Carl's unaware as well, how stupid what you just said is. I'll start at the beginning. You just said wokery is a religion. Are you saying all religions are ridiculous? Or possibly that they're as ridiculous as wokery? You've just pissed off like half of the nation who were all religious, who were going to side with you, and you've just personally attacked something. You've discriminated against them. You're a lawyer. You've got to know better than that. I mean, this is the most obvious basic thing ever, that you can't say things like that. Well, you can. It's not legal. So you know you can get away with saying it, but it's a stupid thing to say. It's completely just misinformation. It isn't a religion at all. I've got to collect my thoughts and my breath. So, point one, don't call it a religion. It is not a religion. It doesn't have a deity. There's no book to read. There's no rituals. There's no one to pray to. There's no church for it. There's just tons of reasons why it's not a religion. And it's kind of insidious. It's kind of deceitful to call it one. Not to mention you're discriminating against all those people. So that's point one. Point two is what wokery actually is. Wokery is a secular political movement, a campaign movement for the erosion of Western traditional values, such as Christianity, which you're about to go and weigh in on. What's the betting that whoever this lady is talking to, who she's going to think is some brilliant commenter, it's going to be someone who's Islamic, isn't it? Because this all comes from Islam. This whole wokery nonsense is straight out of the Quran. It is the only reason why we're seeing it here so much. We've imported it. And we need to get rid of it. So anyway, wokery, like I was saying, it's secular. People of all different religions, or atheists, or agnostics, or anyone, can decide they're going to join the woke brigade and be woke. But if they already had a religion, and it was a religion, they wouldn't, would they? So that's 3 points actually of why it was a stupid thing to say. So, and it's a shame because so far I think this woman seems alright. She seems alright. She's a lawyer, which I'm not a particular fan of lawyers. But just don't say stupid stuff like that. So, I mean, let us say a bit more actually. I haven't actually watched the rest of this. I stopped the video right there just to pick on that one stupid thing that she said. So let's listen to another 10 seconds.
I think the chap who wrote this book, which I recommend you read, I'm in the process of reviewing it for The Spectator at the moment, but he makes the argument in here very compellingly.
Nigel Biggar. Right, let's have a look. Do a bit of homework. Nigel Biggar. Colonialism. Anglican priest and theologian. So he's like a fake Christian then. I've got to read this book now. He's old. So he might be alright. Anyway, let's carry on.
And he's also done it on Trigonometry Interview as well. His name is Nigel Biggar. He's actually not just a historian, he's a theologian.
Ooh, fancy words. He must be clever. Come on, lad. Oh, did you see I stopped myself there? I was going to say, come on, lass. And it's like, no, you can't say that.
So he knows a lot about the theological history of both Christianity and Islam.
There you go. I nearly swore there. I knew it. This lady has been brainwashed and she thinks that she's that clever that it's gone under the radar. He's obviously gone, oh, you're such a clever lawyer, lady. You're so brave and stunning and clever. Why don't you just read these notes and then you can tell me what you think? And she's gone ahead and read them and gone, well, I think this, that and the other. And he's convinced her that it's a good idea. But she's completely oblivious to the fact that she's literally joined in with the wokery by describing it as a legitimate thing, like a religion. It's just, I really wish you were smart about these things.
Specialist areas. I think he's an Arabist as well. He speaks Arabic.
Right, okay.
Why am I not surprised?
Very, very clever fellow.
I literally said that. Oh yeah, it's going to be some smart, really clever dude that's old. Oh, I feel so bad for her. She's just naive. Anyway.
And one of the reasons why Scotland went like this is because wokery is a religion.
Yes.
And it carries over many aspects of religious belief.
Such as? But I bet she's not going to say, because that's wrong. There's no way you can justify that.
And Scotland historically has two strands to its intellectual history: bonkers religion and the Scottish Enlightenment.
Wow. This is going to get nasty, isn't it? Because I quite like my history. It's like, if you read history, that's wrong as well. There's not. It's just total rubbish. What I thought she was going to do there is say there's two main groups in the nutty religious brigade in Scotland: Catholics and Protestants. But no, one of them is Catholics and Protestants, so she doesn't even make the distinction between who's good in religion and who's bad. And then the other one's wokery, which she said is a religion, so it's all one group. They're all nuts, is what you're saying. You just don't like Scottish people then, or you just don't like their culture. Anyway, let's carry on letting her bury herself, because she's said some rather stupid things so far.
And a lot of people get it into their head. They forget, because they think of David Hume and Adam Smith and Ferguson and all of the brilliant figures of the Scottish Enlightenment.
No, I don't think they were all brilliant. I think some of them were actually mental, but anyway, carry on.
They forget that the other tradition in Scotland is a very, very strange and quite mad form of Christianity.
Bible bashing.
The worst sort of Bible bashing, basically.
I wish I was in the room with you. I really do, Miss Skeptic Lawyer. So, explain to me, what's the worst type of Bible bashing on the hierarchy of Bible bashing badness, and who's number one in goodness? So there's a sliding scale of bias here. Which religions do you like and accept? Which ones do you not care about? And which ones do you hate? Well, so far... Actually, no, I'm going to wait till the end for that. Let's just carry on.
Basically, the expression I used in my piece for Law and Liberty is I talked about, a fire-breathing minister of the Scottish Kirk, because Alex Salmond can mug at that very well.
Aren't they like some weird strain of Calvinism?
Yes.
Yeah, which is an extremely strict view on Christianity.
Well, the thing with
Calvinism is not Christianity. Hence why it's called Calvinism. I think this woman needs to not go back to her theological buddy, because he's already misled her quite a few times. Maybe just go to a library and actually read some books, and don't have the biased version of these clever dudes who are just swindling you.
Is that the ones that believe in predestination are theologically...
No Christian believes in predestination. Not a single Christian in the world believes in predestination. And you know why? Because God gives you free will. You know who does believe in determinism? Islam. Your little buddy.
Closer to Sunni Islam than they are to any other version of Christianity.
So she picked on Sunni. Sunni Islams are the bad ones. So her friend's obviously, what's the other one? Shiite? Her little buddy's obviously Shiite. And he's brainwashed her to think Shiite things, like Sunnis are bad and so are Christians. I feel so bad for her. Look, you look good. You're a lawyer. You're on a good podcast. Everything was set up for you to look like a really intelligent, well-informed, good-natured, kindly member of society. But it's just not gone that way for you. Anyway, let's carry on.
Whether it's Catholic, Protestant, or Unitarian, or a Seventh-day Adventist, or whatever, they are actually, because they believe in this idea that Allah or God knows all and knows your future and knows whether you're good or bad. Predestination, that's...
Why are we talking about Allah? We're supposed to be talking about how woke is losing ground. We've spent 14 minutes not talking about that. I'm going to cut this video short. This is a waste of my time. Carl Benjamin and Skeptic Lawyer, why are you wasting my time like this? Woke is losing ground, featuring a lawyer, is what you sold me. Not this crap. Why am I... you know what, I'll give you another half a minute, and then this is getting a dislike. This is a terrible video so far. Sorry, I really like most of your videos. I like every single one usually. Comment and everything else, but this is awful. This is literally just trash.
Much, much closer. This is why you hear in Arabic, you hear Sunnis, but not Shia, because they're a bit different.
Well, we need to... She needs to give us more... we need more details. You can't throw something out like that with no details, because that's called electioneering. You're trying to manipulate the viewers into thinking something where you don't have the relevant facts to convince them. So you're using all these little quangos and buzzwords and name dropping and everything else. You don't have the slightest idea what you're on about, do you?
You hear them say, Inshallah, God willing, all the time. And that's predestination. It's a particular theological position. Nigel Bigar explains it better than me. But And the thing is, the reason Scotland got sucked into all this weird wokery is because they have that weird religious tradition, and they can...
No, it wasn't. It was nothing to do with that. If they'd have stuck with the religious tradition, it wouldn't have been woke, would it? Because it's tradition. Do you know what tradition means, Skeptic Lawyer? It means a set of old values that don't change. Traditional. Like they've been done for a long time and they haven't changed. If there was a religious tradition alive in Scotland, there wouldn't be wokery. And to be honest with you, if there was a religious tradition here in England, there wouldn't be wokery. But you've already got... Oh, do you know what? I'm going to let her finish.
can get sucked into weird religious views, both left
Like you just have.
and right. And this is a left-wing one, but historically dreadful right-wing ones. The last person executed in the United Kingdom for blasphemy was Thomas Aitkenhead, and he was a student at the University of Edinburgh. And the thing is, his life, short though it was, because he was like 19 or something when he was executed, overlapped with the lives of many of the people who actually were also part of the Scottish Enlightenment.
Right. So when are we going to get to... I'm going to fast forward this, literally wasting my time here. I'm not happy about this, Lotus-Eaters. Don't clickbait me like that. You've not done it so far, or you've done it sarcastically. But so far, this is a terrible video. Like, you should just delete this. It's trash. It's complete misinformation as well. Not to mention discriminating against half your viewers. It's not clever.
Climb up until they start winning seats at the county level, and then at the now.
Are we going to get any woke?
What is known in Scotland as a wee free. That's the they're associated historically with support for Rangers.
Jesus, she's going to go into everything apart from the thing that she's here for. We're not hearing about how woke is losing ground. It's 20 minutes in. Let's give you one more try. Let's go back a bit. Oh, so disappointed. Yeah, subscribe, no.
Yes. Whichever one we're going to use, she was like, no, I think that's a man. And I'm not putting that in a woman's prison. Because she's mad.
And she may be, the danger for the Union is not only that she's very clever, but she could well be a unifying figure.
Okay, I'm just going to give up on this video. There's nothing in this video about how woke is losing ground. This is basically this lawyer gossiping with her friends and sharing it with Carl Benjamin. This is trash. Absolute trash. I'm so angry with this podcast. I can't believe it. It's... You know what? I'm not going to hold it against you, Lotus-Eaters. You've done loads of good videos. I've been really enjoying you up until this point, so I'm just going to ignore this one. But don't get me wrong when I say the content of this is trash. It's an embarrassment to you. You should get rid of it. So, shame, but on that note, I'm off, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.